The spaceport lights flickered through the rain like dying stars. Yarrick Solon stood in the shadow of a rusting cargo hauler, his coat soaked, his stomach empty, and his future even emptier. He gambled away his last credits trying to get off Velura Station, a place where dreams went to suffocate. The only thing he owned was a forged ID chip and a desperate plan. That's when he saw the ad on a flickering hollow board. Marriage contract. Companion wanted for long-term voyage. Generous compensation and shared ownership of vessel. Inquiries. Dock 77. Ship Aurora's dream. A marriage contract. It sounded ridiculous, but the word shared ownership and vessel burned into his brain. A ship meant freedom. Freedom meant survival. Yarrick straightened his coat, wiped the grime from his boots, and headed for Dock 77. The bride. The ship waiting there was old but magnificent. A deep space cruiser with golden hull plating and curved windows like the eyes of an ancient whale. The airlock hissed open. A mechanical voice said, "Welcome, applicant. Please step aboard." Inside, soft blue lights illuminated a vast chamber, and at its center sat a woman, or rather, something that resembled one. She was enormous, nearly twice Yarrick's height when seated, her skin a pearly lavender that shimmered like liquid glass. Her eyes glowed faintly turquoise, and her face, though wide, had a strange grace to it. She regarded him calmly. "You're Yarrick Solon," she said, her voice gentle but resonant. "Human. Age 29. Former technician. Debts exceeding 40,000 credits." He flinched. "You've done your research." "I had to. I don't like surprises." She extended a hand, large, soft, and warm. "I am Tirana Velcor of the Trailon colonies. I seek a husband for companionship and co-command. You seek a ship." Yarrick hesitated. "You're direct." "I have no patience for games," she said. "Do we have an understanding?" He looked around at the vessel, smooth panels, humming energy, a pilot seat calling to him like destiny itself. Then he met her gaze and forced a smile. "We do. The contract. The marriage was sealed by neural imprint, a legal bond recognized across 10 systems. Within minutes, Yarrick found himself co-owner of Aurora's dream, and legally wed to a woman he barely knew. Tirana gave him a tour of the ship. Hydroponic gardens, sleeping quarters, a library of alien music. Every inch gleamed with care. "Beautiful," he said. "She's my heart," Tirana replied. "Now she's yours, too." For a while, things were easy. Tirana was polite, kind even. She cooked meals of glowing fruit and strange meats. She spoke of her homeworld, lush oceans, endless coral towers. But Yarrick couldn't stop thinking about escape. If he could unlock the ship's navigation codes, he could sell it, vanish into another system, and finally live free. So every night, while Tirana slept, he searched. He found security firewalls nested in layers of alien code. But something else caught his eye, files labeled emotive logs. When he opened one, a recording played. Tirana's voice, soft and sad. "Day 14. Still no response from my people. They said I was too large, too strange to travel. So I built Aurora's dream myself. But the silence hurts." Yarrick frowned and closed the file. Guilt flickered, then faded. Everyone was lonely. That didn't change his goal. The locked door. Weeks passed. One morning, Yarrick woke to find control room sealed. He pressed his palm to the door. "Tirana, why is this locked?" Her voice echoed from the intercom. "For your safety. We're approaching a radiation field." "Radiation? Then why aren't you in here?" Silence. He tried overriding the lock, but the system denied access. His frustration turned to fury. "Tirana, open this door." Her voice came softly. "No." He pounded his fist on the wall. "You can't keep me locked in like some prisoner." "Yarrick," she said, her tone almost pleading. "You said you wanted freedom, but you never said what kind. What the hell is that supposed to mean?" Another silence, then, "Eat, rest. We'll talk when you're calm." The lights dimmed. Something inside him shifted. A chill of unease crawling up his spine. Days in the dark. Hours passed. Or days. He couldn't tell. The ship's clock was offline. Tirana left food at the door, steaming dishes of glowing broth. He refused at first, then hunger won. Between meals, her voice filled the air, not speaking to him, but singing. Deep, haunting melodies that made the walls vibrate. Sometimes he thought he heard other voices in the background, faint, distorted. Finally, after what felt like days, the door opened. Tirana stood there, her massive form framed by soft blue light. "You're thinner," she said quietly. "And quieter." He glared at her. "You locked me up like an animal." "I protected you," she said simply. "Protected me from what?" "From yourself." He laughed bitterly. "You're insane." "Am I?" she asked, stepping closer. "You came to me not for love, but for what I owned. You thought I wouldn't see it in your eyes?" Yerrick tried to speak, but her gaze froze him. Not angry, hurt. "I've been used before, Yerrick," she whispered. "By traitors, by scavengers, by those who saw only what I was worth. But I thought maybe you'd stay because you saw something else." For the first time, he noticed a faint tremor in her hands, the scars running down her wrists, signs of mechanical grafts and self-repair. "I was wrong," she said, "but I won't punish you. You'll leave when we reach my world, the planet of glass." When Aurora's dream descended to the clouds to trail on 4, Jarrick's breath caught. The planet was breathtaking. Oceans of luminous glass, mountains glowing like frozen dawn. They landed near a crystalline ridge. Tirana walked to the airlock, her steps slow, deliberate. "This is home," she said softly, "or what's left of it." Yerrick followed, the wind cool against his face. "What do you mean, what's left?" She pointed toward the horizon. Towering coral structures lay shattered, the remains of cities half buried in ash. "The mines came," she said. "Your kind. They took what they wanted and left us with nothing. My people fled. I stayed. Built a ship to find others like me." Her voice broke. "I thought maybe if I found love, it would make me human enough to forgive." Yerrick felt the first real pang of shame he'd known in years. "Tirana, She turned, tears like liquid light streaking her cheeks. "Do you know what I saw in you? Hunger. The same hunger that destroyed this world." He looked away. "I was going to let you go," she continued softly. "But I realized if I did, you'd only run to another ship, another soul to drain. So, instead," she pressed a button on her wristband. The air shimmered, and invisible walls rose around him, forming a transparent dome. "Tirana!" he shouted. "What are you doing?" Her expression was unreadable. "I'm giving you what you wanted, Yerrick. Freedom. You're free from hunger, from greed, from pain." He pounded on the wall. "You can't just leave me here." "I'm not leaving," she whispered. "I'm staying." The dome expanded, forming a small habitat with air, food, and light. On the far side, another dome formed, for her, separated but close. The long silence. Days passed. Tirana didn't speak. She tended her garden, repaired the ship, sometimes saying softly. Yerrick watched her through the transparent barrier. He'd scream, threaten, beg, but she never raised her voice. One evening, when the glass sunset, he sat down against the dome wall and muttered, "Why didn't you just kill me?" Her answer drifted through the air like a sigh. "Because death is easy. Change is not." And then she began to talk about her loneliness, her shame, how her people had mocked her size, her slowness, how she fled the colonies, seeking someone who'd see her heart instead of her body. "I thought you might," she said quietly, "but you never looked at me, Yerrick, only at what I owned." He pressed his forehead against the glass. "I didn't know how." "Then learn," she said simply. Transformation. Weeks turned into months. Yerrick began to listen, really listen. He learned her songs, her language, her humor. She taught him how to grow food from crystal spores. He repaired the generators. Sometimes they'd sit at the edge of their domes, palms against the glass, not touching but almost. And one day, Tirana smiled at him genuinely. "You've changed." "So have you," he said. "You smile more now." She laughed softly. "Perhaps because I see you now." He nodded. "And I see you." The ending. When the storms came that season, Tirana's dome cracked under pressure. Yerrick shouted, pounding on the barrier. "Tirana, get out of there." "I can't," she said, her voice weak. The seals jammed. He grabbed a tool and struck the glass again and again until it shattered, the storm tearing through the valley. He wrapped her in a shield blanket, dragging her into his dome as lightning cracked overhead. When the winds finally died, she looked up at him with tired eyes. "You broke your freedom." He smiled faintly. "Guess I finally learned what's worth keeping." She laughed once, a quiet, trembling sound, and took his hand. "Then maybe we can rebuild together." Epilogue. Years later, travelers passing to the ruins of Traylon for some time spotted a strange light near the crystal cliffs, a ship half buried, glowing faintly under the moons. Inside, two figures tended garden beneath domed glass, one enormous, lavender-skinned and radiant, the other smaller, human, bearded, and smiling. They said nothing to visitors. They had no need to, for the man who once married for greed had found something rarer than any ship, a reason to stay.